There are a vast variety of fighting games with a vast variety of art styles, but sometimes, particularly for newer players or audiences unfamiliar with the genre, looking at a fighting game can be confusing. In its most rudimentary form, it may be one person throwing a punch at another, but at its most complex, it looks like this. There's a spectrum here. The simplicity of the first clip makes the game extremely easy to understand and causes less visual noise and eye strain, though for some, these titles may feel bland and boring or lack the feeling of impact. On the opposite side of this, the complexity of the second clip may make the hits feel stronger, faster, and may fascinate audiences more, but can cause more eye strain and potentially confuse players. It's worth noting that this also alienates a lot of older audiences. Of course, the happy middle ground lies in between. Let's talk about Street Fighter 6. After sitting with the game for a few months now, I can say that Street Fighter 6 is, in my opinion, a perfect fighting game. One of the biggest reasons for this is the way in which they achieve visual clarity with no sacrifices. Street Fighter 6 introduces several new core mechanics, and each of them are color-coded. A drive rush is green, a counter is blue, blocking is light blue, armored moves are red, burnout is white, and an impact move is a mixture of the unique character colors. These are universal and consistent across all characters. All effects are stylish and yet unobtrusive to their character model and the actions they're doing. You'll also notice that the character models will always sit on the topmost layer of the scene. This isn't new to the Street Fighter series, but it is just another thing that helps to keep the characters in focus. On top of this, the characters in the foreground are always lit differently to the background, making sure that they pop out and aren't lost in any of the colours behind them. Lighting issues or characters being lost in background colours have been problems that have arisen in other games, such as Marvel vs. Capcom 3. This has led to nearly all maps being unused in tournaments in that game, except for Wonderland and Training Ground. But stage legality is another topic for another time. Typically, 3D fighters in the past have always been significantly less effects heavy, and also often tend to emphasize the recreation of real-life fighting styles. This lends towards visual clarity, as the movements of a character using karate, for example, may already be familiar to the player and audience, so recognizing the movements feels more natural. 3D fighters can appear more bland on the surface to some audiences, but the depth lies in the myriad of moves and animations they contain. Though since Tekken 7 and with the release of Tekken 8, we seem to be veering more and more away from the clearer visual style of old Tekken games and into a new era of effects-heavy action, with backgrounds also becoming more shimmery and intensely lit. They have implemented an effects slider, but it doesn't do an awful lot. What do you think? Do you love effects-heavy games, or do you prefer things to be a little bit more toned down? Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.